The Shroud of Turin. It's a mysterious relic that has puzzled people for centuries. Many say it's the burial cloth of Jesus Christ. Others think it's a fake from the Middle Ages. However, the shroud keeps drawing us in, inviting us to uncover its mysteries. The shroud is a simple piece of linen cloth over 14 feet long. On it, you can clearly see the image of a man. This man seems to have suffered a crucifixion. Could this be Yahashua? It's a big question that sparks a lot of debate. The implications of the image on the shroud cannot be minimized. The image becomes clearer when you see it in reverse, just like a photo negative. Scientists have tried to figure this out. They have lots of interesting ideas, but no real answers yet. The shroud connects us to the past. It's like a whisper from a long time ago, giving us a glimpse into the most important event in history, the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. Whatever anyone may believe, the shroud makes us think about big questions. Questions about life, death, and how God's power affects things in the natural world like the shroud. The image on the shroud is indeed a puzzle. How did it get there? What process from centuries ago could have embedded such a detailed and mysterious image, the shroud? These questions have baffled scientists and researchers for a very long time. Some simplistically think the image happened naturally, maybe from a chemical reaction or a trick of light and shadow. Others have more logical, scientific, and/or Bible-based ideas. They talk about bursts of energy, special fields, and even something divine creating the image. One observation says a burst of energy created the image, maybe when Jesus came back to life. This energy, they say, could have interacted with the cloth, leaving the image of the crucified man. Others think it could be ultraviolet light, a powerful force that can change materials. Could a concentrated burst of ultraviolet light have burned the image onto the cloth? It's a fascinating possibility with divine implications. The resurrection of Jesus is the most important event in history. It's a story of hope winning over death and the promise of living forever. Could the Shroud of Turin be a real-life sign of this miracle? The Bible talks about other times when God's power showed up in the physical world. When Moses met God on Mount Sinai, his face glowed with light when he came down. The Bible says that God himself lives in an unapproachable light so bright you can't even look at it. So, is it really that hard to believe that the resurrection, a moment of incredible divine power, could have left a physical mark on the world represented by the Shroud of Turin? The observation about energy bursts and ultraviolet light are interesting scientifically, but they become even more meaningful when you think about faith and the message in the scriptures. Could these scientific things be the very tools God used to make the resurrection happen? Could they be the physical proof of his divine power? As we've covered thus far, the biggest mystery is the image on the shroud, but there's more to it than that. Researchers have found actual blood on the shroud, and guess what? It's type AB. This blood type isn't common, but it is found in northern Africa, also known as the Middle East. That makes things even more interesting, doesn't it? But wait, there's more! Scientists have also looked at the DNA on the shroud. DNA is like a tiny instruction book inside our bodies. The DNA on the shroud shows that people from many different places have touched it over the years. Imagine that, a single cloth with traces from people across centuries and continents. This discovery makes us wonder even more about the shroud's journey. Where has it been? Who has touched it? It's like a detective story, and we're trying to put all the pieces together. The blood and DNA are just some of the clues. Scientists and people of faith are working together to understand this ancient relic. Gap 2S. It's a mystery wrapped in a riddle, and every new discovery just makes it more fascinating. The Shroud of Turin isn't just an object, it's a story. It's a story of history, of faith, and of the mysteries that connect us to the past. And as we learn more, we realize that the shroud isn't just about the past. It seems to be pointing to a future prophesied long ago. The Shroud of Turin is still a mystery. It's a mystery that science alone may never solve. It's a relic that connects the physical world to the spiritual world. It's a real piece of history that continues to amaze and puzzle people. It reminds us that there are forces in the universe we don't fully understand. Forces that challenge what we know about the natural world and hint at something beyond what we can see. The shroud reminds us that events in history that are clearly supernatural can be studied and explained using natural words and processes that confirm God's nature and intent. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more biblical insights. Your support helps us continue to bring you thoughtful and engaging content. Also, please be sure to check out the powerful books written by the Kingdom Warrior aka TKW. The link is in the description.